Complex behaviors don't present themselves in genes with an instruction manual. This behavior is learned by some and taught and spread by others. We must understand that for us, the most intellectually developed of all animals, it is a cultural selection more than a biological one that is presently at work. This is another of the most momentous lessons we can take away from Darwin's theory. That our females choose their mates according to considerations that are far beyond physicality and instinct. It could be argued that humans have evolved in such a way that we have almost no instincts left. That our genetic makeup has concerned itself fundamentally with making room in our brains for the millions of details we have to learn and transmit in order to become attractive individuals. In fact, we are so non-instinctual that if we didn't directly observe other humans standing up, we wouldn't learn how to walk upright. If a human infant were raised not by people, but by a band of wolves or sheep, as has been documented, it would walk on all fours throughout its life. And of course, its intelligence would not be stimulated through its hands. That tiny man would howl or bleat depending on the circumstances, but he would never talk if no one were there to teach him. We must also understand that we belong to a unique lineage that has led us to be conscious of ourselves and conscious of the passing of time and of what the future implies. In general, animals don't think about whether they are male or female, or whether they are anything at all. And they obviously don't work on long-term projects. Other living beings don't need to. We do, because it is this personal and temporal conscience that most strongly influences the decision we make concerning a mate. Our selection is incredibly cultural. As the Spanish philosopher José Ortega y Gasset once said, "We are the only animal that drinks without thirst and loves without time." To a great extent, our culture is based in knowledge that is stored in an amazing brain that seems to have quite a bit of unused space. Maybe that's why it's said that knowledge does not take up space. And since we are designed to know many things, knowledge can't be a bad thing. Only the absence of knowledge is bad. Anyone who's not sure of that, who rejects culture and knowledge or refuses to allow a person to learn to read, must be doing so out of fear. The fear that all of his peers are liberated by their own thought, choosing to reject his authority. Many people feel offended by Darwin's ideas, but perhaps they have failed to understand his message. There is nothing in On the Origin of the Species that denies the supernatural. The presence of God, whether or not he exists, cannot be proved or disproved through science. If he exists, he must be all-powerful, and it seems he has good reasons for maintaining his mysterious ways. He probably doesn't want to show himself, thus influencing our actions and restricting the freedoms we've been given. And if he doesn't exist, our view of the universe, which is limited to the time since the Big Bang, will never reveal the beginnings of the very beginning, the absolute zero of time. Mostly because there probably never was a beginning. The question could be eternally debated, but uselessly. The curiosity surrounding the existence of a supreme being, or in other words, the question of our own immortality, is beyond our comprehension. And although human hunger for knowledge is unlimited, we are not that great. The process of evolution has not shown whether our origins are divine or random. But it does offer some answers as to how we are made and the fascinating biological steps that life has taken in order to produce what we are today. What's more, if the theory of evolution has prompted disagreement because it examines our roots, it will be even more unsettling when we use it to look to the future. The perspective of our future points to a tremendous new consideration. Darwin's law implies that we will continue to evolve. Like any living organism, human beings are subject to biological laws. The fossils of our ancestors show how we have gradually changed from the Paleolithic to current day. And the process of evolution never ends. We may become stuck for a few million years, as is the case with our cousins, the chimpanzees. But we may just as easily continue to change, and that change may be rapid in geological terms, adapting to surroundings that we are constantly altering. Will we lose our wisdom teeth so that our skulls can become even bigger? Or will we become telepathic? Will we change so much that some new Homo species emerges? Or will we disappear? In the 19th century, we had to accept the fact that we descended from a monkey. It's now time to assume that someday we might become parents to other hominid species, which may be even more intelligent than we are. And that will require a new religious view to define who the chosen people are. But let's not mix science and belief. Fear not. God is an evolutionist, if he is actually out there. We will either change or disappear from the planet, as with the billion species of animals and plants that have preceded us in time. There seems to be no other solution, unless, like our ability to adapt our surroundings to ourselves, we learn to alter time, thus achieving some strange form of eternity. But I don't believe that. I can only hope there is something supernatural within us. Otherwise, There are only two possibilities for life: evolution or extinction.